In this episode of Entertainment Education, the podcast, the one with short form media, we explore one of the biggest transformations in modern media, the rise of short form content. Platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram Reels have fundamentally changed how audiences discover information, consume entertainment, and engage with stories. As attention increasingly shifts towards content measured in seconds rather than minutes, we ask what has fueled this change and what it means for the future of communication. Joining me for this episode is Professor of Film and Video Production at Johnson C. Smith University, Sitara Sadler.
Help Spanish. You're taking 12th grade calculus?
Yeah, I like math.
Ew, why?
Because it's the same in every country.
It's beautiful.
Entertainment Education, the podcast, an 8-part series where host Alan Babiars-Lira will take you through the journey of how entertainment can educate and create social change.
Oh, yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it.
Welcome back. Episode 4, my friend. Episode 4. We are here. We are talking about something that is way too relevant right now, way too current. Short form media. Now, I am guilty as charged. Guilty to no end. Instead of doing my work, scrolling on TikTok just like this, I guess. I am guilty on that. But it's really changing how media is being consumed and in our attention spans kind of in the world right now. And I know I say this every episode, but I'm so glad that I get to call this person a friend now and colleague, that I can call up and be like, hey, Sitara, will you come sit with me for an hour and discuss media? And she's like, of course I will, Alan. Of course I will. So please welcome my guest this week. She is an associate professor of film and video production at Johnson C. Smith University, Sitara Sadler. Hey, Sitara.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you for joining me this week.
Thank you for having me.
So what is your, before we jump in, what is your, I will say, guilty pleasure social media right now?
Threads.
Oh, okay.
I get deep in the thread trenches.
Okay,
For sure.
okay. I am, so transparency to our listeners, this is right after the 4th of July, and America's Princess, Taylor Swift, just got married this weekend. I don't know about you, Satadler. Sorry, Satadler? Wow, I combined your name. I don't know about you, Sitara, but my invitation got lost in the mail.
Okay.
So I didn't make it. But I'm down this TikTok conspiracy theory that the person that went to the Empire State Building was distracting everybody so that they could do stuff for the wedding.
Huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean,
Yeah, right?
it's possible.
So yeah, no, it is a crazy time, we'll say that right now. But are you ready to jump in, my friend?
Sure, let's do it.
Just like we've been saying, short form media has really exploded. We got TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. They're just these little short kind of videos that people watch and are entertained with, right? In your opinion, what has driven this shift in media to these short form videos?
I think there has been this idea that attention spans are getting shorter. And so they're catering to this myth that attention spans are getting shorter. And I think in actuality, by creating these short forms, they're contributing to this short attention span and not the other way around. But I think that's what's driving it for sure.
Do you think, and a little bit of a follow-up here, and because I have a marketing and advertising background a little bit more than film and TV, um, do you think this is monetarily driven at all?
Yes. Yeah. Um, Once people started making money off of social media, becoming influencers and doing all the short form, for sure it's become a money thing. And it's economical too, right? Like you're not investing a lot of money. You don't have to go into a studio, build sets, do all the things. We all have these amazing cameras at our disposal now, right? And so picking up your cell phone and a group of friends going outside and doing something, it's easy, it's
Mhm.
economical, and you can, garner some cash from it.
There have been so many times I've been in an airport seeing somebody, usually a tween, doing a dance into a phone somewhere. So
Mhm.
absolutely, when we were growing up, we grew up in the age of computers coming out and so or the internet becoming popular
Right.
and so we didn't grow up with social media the way people are now.
And thank God
Um,
we did not.
oh my gosh, let me tell you, if there were pictures of my teenage year, no,
Right. Right.
but no, we didn't, obviously it's going to be a little bit different and when my niece is 3 and I don't know what it's going to look like when it's there. We watched Saturday morning cartoons, 30 minutes, you know, in a couple hour block. She watches Bluey, which is like a 10-minute short. I mean, they're cute. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm a
Yeah.
huge Bluey fan, but I'm like, wow, this is just a little short. This is not an actual cartoon that.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
So in entertainment education, we try to teach a message or try to create some kind of social change.
Hmm.
Do you think, and we were talking in these the attentions, you mentioned the attention spans a little bit and all of that. Can you teach something in a 30 to 90-second video?
I think you can. I don't know how impactful it would be, but I
Okay.
think with the right story, the right tools, I think you can get something across in 90 seconds. I mean, that's an advertisement, right? Like we've
Hmm.
watched commercials and they teach us that this is a problem, this is a thing you need to have that solution, this is how much it costs, and this is where you can get it. So you can sell information in that amount of time. Is it the best way to go about it? I don't know.
It makes you think of almost like a Super Bowl ad. You're like, oh yeah, you've got this 30-second, $10 million commercial now.
Right.
What am I going to do? And they seem to have to kind of, the big corporations at least, like, the Doritos and the Budweisers, and they try to top themselves from last year and the year before and the year before. Um, I know that's a giant conglomeration, but you mentioned, which is somewhere I want to go with this, the storytelling
Hmm.
and storytelling and narrative, especially in TV and film, is so important, right?
Right.
So, what storytelling techniques will keep people watching in these short form videos?
Hmm. Um, Man, if I had the answer, I'd be able to bottle up and sell it. I think, I think for me, one, you hook them fast, right? And I think there really needs to be a level of truth and authenticity. I think with this whole world of social media and people um, putting on a costume, for the world, the closer we can get back to real humans and real people, um, I think the better when it comes to narrative.
Um, going off going off topic a little bit, but you kind of put an idea in my
I
head.
love tangents. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I don't know if you watch, there's a popular documentary on Netflix right now about Mackenzie Shirilla, who was in a car accident and killed her boyfriend, allegedly.
Mm-mm.
Um, Really good. And she is not the accident, the
Right.
documentary was really good, sorry. But she is they made the documentary and she's in prison right now and she is Instagram famous because of this
Wow.
and is doing like model shoots in the prison and posting things like that, you know? Um, has Do you think social media has kind of glorified people like that and situations like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think there are several situations where social media has um, painted a different picture
Hmm.
and it changes the scope of what that thing is supposed to be. Like the penal system is not supposed to be glamorous. That's not something that we aspire to
No.
do or to go, right? So the danger in that is having our youths think that things aren't that serious, right?
Hmm.
And what works for one person does not necessarily work for everyone else. So there is a danger in that for sure.
Do you think there's that we are, as a society, creating that danger? You know, and I'm thinking specifically about the prison. How many reality stars are in prison right now? Like we have Joe Exotic in prison. Um, the young lady that killed her mother, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, was
Yeah.
just in prison, you know, and there is kind of a level of fame coming from this, you know, Mackenzie Shirilla, like I was mentioning, being
Mhm.
the next one that's kind of up and happening. But uh do you think, and I'm guilty, I loved Tiger King. I was sucked in. We all were, right?
Mhm.
Are we creating this?
I can't say we. I think there's a specific demographic. I personally, those don't entertain me. I think
Hmm.
we also have to look at who is allowed to become famous in those spaces, right?
Hmm.
There is an disproportionate number of Black and brown bodies in the carceral system, right?
Hmm.
But how many of them are monetizing it and how many of them are allowed to be famous in those spaces?
I love
So
that.
for me, mm, but I think there is a demographic that can connect to it. They may be able to, I mean, we all have guilty pleasures, right? That for one is not mine, but I have somewhere I'm like, ugh, maybe people should know that I watched this and like it. So there's an audience for everything for sure. But
You know, come let's go back to the narrative and story a little bit.
okay.
Um, a lot of that is connected to emotional connection
Mhm.
from the audience, right?
Right.
So how can these creators, these content creators, like build on those elements? And again, I know we keep saying, but it's we all we have is 30 to 90 seconds roughly.
Right. Right.
So how can we build on emotion in that?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Right. Um, Short form is harder for me because again, you have to get all of the information out in a small amount of time, whereas in a feature you can just let things build and let things grow and ebb and flow, and you don't really have the freedom to do that in short form. So
Mm,
that's still something I'm trying to master, being able to tell an impactful, truthful story in a short amount of time, which also makes it difficult to teach it if you have yet to master it, right? So my students and I are kind of going on this journey together, and we'll throw some ideas out there. We'll get at that table read, and this works, this doesn't work. Let's try to fix it and bring this. So it's really trial and error at this point.
absolutely. And even on the media communication side and you know the journalism side, we are battling, and I know y'all are too,
Mm,
you know, things of the likelihood of AI and
right.
that and we have to learn like you said, together, us and the students together, how to work through this phase in the world right now, right?
Right.
I remember Grammarly came out, I think it was my last year of my master's degree.
Mm.
And it was like the no thing to touch. Don't touch Grammarly. Do not Grammarly your paper. And now, professors won't even take papers unless you Grammarly it, right? So
Right.
we didn't, make it go away. We just learned how to work with it.
Right.
And a lot of that comes from this trial and error, which I love because it gives our students that real life experience. Hey,
Yeah.
this worked. This may not work every time, though. Maybe something that didn't work here could work somewhere else?
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the crazy thing
So,
for me is, sorry to
no,
cut
no,
you
no,
off,
no.
but the thing that's also been challenging to me with this short form is the setup, right? The
Uh-huh.
cinematography aspect of it. I need to see a world. So I am I am completely like anti short form. I need to see things. And when everything is just in this, I feel like I'm missing so much exposition. I'm missing I'm fighting against it, but I'm trying to embrace the
Mhm.
change. But
You know, I'm
I
so
think we
glad you
lose a
brought this
lot.
up. I'm so glad you brought this up. For the people listening and watching, Sitar and I actually met at a media conference, which was really nice. It was a fantastic conference last year, and I still talk about this to this day with people, because this is the one thing that impacted me the most was they said that vertical video is coming to film and
Right.
movies. And same thing, I don't want to watch like a third of my screen for 2 hours. I don't want to watch this for 2 hours, right?
Right.
I hate working on, and I have a giant monitor. Trust me. I'm like, I hate working on my monitor because at times I'm like, oh, it's too small. I can't
Hmm.
um, I don't know like if this is just our generation. Is my niece
Right.
going to be different because that's how they consume everything?
Hmm.
Um, so what are your thoughts on vertical video?
I could do without it. Like, I can definitely do without it. I do think it's generational, and I do think we get stuck in our ways. And so with every generation, something is new, right?
Mhm,
Music, our parents before us was like, what is this noise? What is this trash? I am now finding myself talking to my nieces, what is this noise? What is this trash? Right?
mhm,
So things grow and things evolve, and it's up to us to either embrace it or not. Because I'm in a space where I am teaching the future generation, I almost have to put my old lady stubborn, I don't want to do it down just for the sake of keeping up with the times and making sure that I'm preparing them for the industry that they want to enter into. I personally can do without it for
mhm,
sure.
mhm.
I don't think it's had a widespread yet for things that a lot of people are entertained by. Right now, it's just what Draculas and vampires and all the things I could do without. It's also a money grab. So my students and I went down this rabbit hole after the
Okay.
conference, and they were showing me some of the shows that they watch in the verticals. And they're just like 1.5 minutes long per episode, but they get you because you only get about 5 or 6 of them free, and then you have to pay $1 for each additional episode.
Oh, so they
And they're
suck you
like,
in
right.
and then they
So
get you.
if we talk about, commercial and making money, then obviously, yeah, let's embrace it and figure out how to make it our own. But I just still think that you lose part of the art form by minimizing it.
And again, I'm with you. I need to take my old man hat off, and I still haven't embraced like internet TV. I'm sure it's great. When I came back from that conference, I forgot the name. See, I even forget the name of the guys, but I told them, I'm like, yeah, this channel was there. And they're like, oh, is it this person and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how do you know this?
Why do you know this? Why?
Yeah. And then I was like, that's exactly what they were talking about. I was like, but like I said, I'm sure the content is great. We learned, again, this sounds awful, but Netflix used to be a DVD rental subscription, right? Like we would keep the DVDs, send them back.
I was one of the first
Um,
subscribers.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. And then I remember when the Netflix was like, "Oh, we're gonna release a movie." I'm like, "What?
And why?
No, 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 no. You need a big theater. You need, yeah." And it's really just kind of evolved.
Right.
But one criticism of the short form media is that people say that it simplifies
Hmm.
issues that can be complex, right?
Right.
I could see a TV show tackling something, but if you can only watch it a minute at a time, how is that going to affect it, right? So,
Right.
how do you think these creators can balance the like accuracy with accessibility?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Um, I think it's going to have to take care, right?
Hmm.
Intention. Like, we're not just doing this for the sake of doing it because it's popular, right? If you're using
Hmm.
this platform because you know that people can digest it in a short amount of time, then I think you really need to have intention with what it is you're trying to say in that amount of time.
Hmm.
Um, how they do it, I don't have the answer.
It makes me think of, and then again, this is going back to the days, but I don't know if you remember or were a Saved by the Bell girl, and there was like the episode with the caffeine pills. Like I remember, do you remember
I'm
the impact
so
of that?
excited.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Right, but deep down they were teaching a lesson.
right.
And again, if you have just 30 seconds, can you take the that and put it into 30 to 90 seconds,
Hence why I feel like we're missing that moment where things can breathe and things change and we can see that character arc. You cannot change in 30 seconds.
Hmm.
Can you change in 15 90-second clips? Yes, right? Because that is the whole point. You're drawing people in. So if we're now thinking that we're going to take that with commercials, it was what, 22-minute
I was about to
episodes?
say, we're now an almost 22-minute episode.
Right. So if we take that and then we break that up, it can be done, but it's
Hmm.
still not short form. It's just bits and pieces of a whole. Do you get what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely, because you need to watch, episode 4 to get to 6 or 7 or whatever it is. Oh,
right.
don't sit. You didn't hear the 6, 7 number. Shh, nobody say that. But it makes sense because you would have to watch them in order
Mhm,
versus something that's a complete story or complete
mhm.
narrative. You don't. You can watch them in any order, and it should essentially make sense, right?
Right. But then that's why I say that I feel like this short attention span is a fallacy. Because if I'm watching 50 episodes at one time and they're all a minute to a minute and a half, I might as well just sit down and watch a feature, right? So it's not necessarily our that our attention spans are shortening. We're just making things shorter, but you're still consuming it for a long period of time.
So then, do you think that since we're not shrinking attention spans, and I would agree with that,
Mhm.
um, do you think people are being more selective
That's
about
it.
what deserves their attention then?
That's it. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you like if you don't like an episode or a movie that you are streaming, and how long before you turn it off for you?
Oh, I'm neurospicy. So whether I like it or not, I have to finish it. Once I start
Ah,
something, I have to finish it. And I will complain and be pissed the entire time. Like, well, look at the plot holes and this doesn't make sense. But I have to finish it. That's just how my brain works.
gotcha.
I have friends of mine who are like, 10 minutes in, I'm done. Like I just
Yeah.
know it's trash and I can't finish it.
Okay. Okay. So then looking ahead, obviously we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's
Mhm.
coming. But in your professional opinion, how do you see short-form media shaping the future of entertainment? We'll give it, I don't know, we'll say a decade, 10 years.
I don't think it's going to take hold like they think it is. I don't think it's going to last. And that's just my opinion. Um, it's big right now over in Asia. It hasn't become as prevalent here, I don't think.
Mhm.
Um, the fact that I can still talk to people and they still have no idea what a vertical is, just proves to me that I don't know that it's going to be this massive wave. But that's just me. Um, if it does happen, hmm, if it does happen, I think it's opening the doors for more people who would not have access to be able
Ah,
to tell stories.
okay.
We'll start having more storytellers coming out and emerging and not having to pitch and worry about selling themselves to someone else, but they can create their own ecosystem. So I think that's where the shift would come from, and that's how it would shape. But I don't think it's going to be huge. But don't
So,
don't don't mark my words. We're not going to
no, no,
repeat
no.
this. So we're going to come back in 10
Eh,
minutes. Like, remember 10 years ago when you said. But yeah.
they could be coming back at you like you were right.
Mhm.
It was good. No, no, no. Um, I love that though. No, seriously. And if you think back, or look at the way we consume media even now,
Mhm.
legacy media is almost just going away.
Right.
Um, my grandmother is 92 years old, and we had to upgrade her home landline because AT&T wasn't going to service landlines anymore.
Wow.
And so we had to get her a digital line, which was no big deal.
Mhm.
She has the internet now. We just didn't tell her that she has the internet, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's your phone. Your phone works the same. You're good.
Right.
But she's just like, yeah, can you put cable in my house? And I'm like, no, that's really not a thing anymore.
Mhm.
We could get you a smart TV and I can try to teach you, like, but
Yeah.
the way consuming media has shifted the thing, and I love what you say though is having access to this media here really lets us become the storytellers and lets
Right.
the voices that may not have been heard before tell those stories out there, right? Could you
Right.
imagine if somebody a like a Steven Spielberg or somebody never told a story, right? Like Spike
Right.
Lee never telling a story. Like
Right.
that would be a crazy, crazy world when you think of it that way.
Mhm.
So before we leave today, are there any kind of upcoming things that you are working on that you would love to share with our audience that they can check you out on?
Oh, no. I am stepping back to really get back to my writing. I've been on production crews for a little bit,
Mhm.
and I think it's time to get back to being the storyteller and not just assisting and having and helping someone else's story come to fruition. So that's what I'm currently doing. I'm working on my Substack right now. 'Cause I have things to say, you know? Uh, I just did a panel at our local theater here in Charlotte. The Independent Picture House went amazing. So we have another one of those coming up at the top of next year. But right now it's just me in my home office trying to get back to basics and getting ready for that semester to start.
Oh, don't. Shh.
I know.
We're not going to talk about that.
I know.
But do you feel then, because now you're making me interested. Have you felt at different points of your career then that you wanted to do different aspects of the media industry or of the entertainment industry, I should say? Because you just mentioned you want to
Absolutely.
step back more and do more writing.
Absolutely. So I
How
think
does that
starting off for me, it ebbs and flows depending on what else is going on in my life at the time, right? Like sometimes I only have the capacity to be a part of a team. But it still allows me to be in the industry. It still allows me to do the thing that I love. When I am deep in the semester and I'm reading papers and I'm reading scripts and I'm giving ideas, I can't write at the same time that I'm helping people write, right? So then it shifts to that's when I'm doing more crew work.
Yeah.
When I'm off, like over the summer, when it's just me and I don't have to worry about anyone else, that's when I can kind of pour into what it is that I want to do and my ideas and inspirations and all the things. So yeah, it changes just based on life and my capacity.
Oh, I love that so much. Okay, really, before we leave this time,
Okay.
I like to end every episode with some rapid fire questions. I'm going to throw 5 rapid fire questions at you.
Rapid? Okay.
Just
All right.
tell me your first thought. If you
Okay.
want to explain your thought, you can. You don't have to. It's up to you.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hang on. Let me stretch. I think I'm ready. All right. Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, or TikTok?
Instagram Reels.
Okay. A long form podcast or a short 60-second podcast?
Long form.
Yes. Could you go 24 hours without social media?
Yes.
I couldn't. I think we already know the answer to this one. Vertical or horizontal video?
Horizontal me every day.
Yes. I don't want to go to a movie theater and just look at a part of the screen.
I
That's
really
going to be my
don't.
fears. Yeah. And finally, what is the first app that you open in the morning?
It would have to be IG.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that is terrible. Yeah, I should. Why? Why
I
am
don't
I
think
opening apps the first thing in the morning at all? Yeah, it's that, and then I'm checking emails.
Okay, so I wrote this question, I was
Mhm.
debating the same thing, and I'm like, is mine Facebook or is mine email? And I think it depends on the day.
Yeah, I can see
More
that.
like Tuesday, Wednesday, when we're deeper in the week, it
Mhm.
might be email first, but
Right.
like Friday, Saturday, it might be social media first. But yeah, no, I would
Yeah, I can
agree.
see that.
Social media and then email.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
Oh, that's terrible.
Uh,
That is terrible. Okay. Clearly, I need
well,
to do better.
thank you, my friend, for joining me and having this conversation with me. I had such a great time talking to you, and I hope next season or the season after you come back and join us once again.
Yes, thank you for having me. I did have fun, and yeah, call me back. I'm there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, thank you so much, listeners. And as my friend Mickey Mouse says, we'll see you real soon.